What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to a special edition of the Fourth and Goal podcast. I'm here with my boy Flipside. Flip, what's going on, my brother?
Not much, my guy. I'm just chilling, enjoying the day before Super Bowl Sunday. Unfortunately, gotta watch the Chiefs in the Super Bowl once again. But I mean, hey.
Yeah. They're this generation's Patriots, I'm guessing. You know, 4 Super Bowls in the last 5, 3 Super Bowls in the last 5 years? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's impressive, though. But yeah, let's review championship weekend first. I did not expect the ass kicking that the I called Philly to win, but I didn't think they would dominate them. But I guess the fact that Brock Purdy got knocked out in the first quarter had a lot to do with it. But yeah.
I think the Purdy injury was like the final blow to the 49ers.
Definitely.
I mean, you already lost Trey Lance. Now you're going into the playoff. The guy was trying to revive the team. Like it was maybe lost, and then this guy comes out of nowhere. So for him to go down, and I mean,
yeah. I don't think any team got bit by the injury bug harder than the 49ers this year. No one.
Yeah, pretty much.
Every last starter went down.
Pretty much, yeah.
Damn.
The 49ers they're like the Chargers. They have bad injury luck. It seems to just curse both of our teams. Because it looked like the 49ers were on their way. Like, they were set.
Yeah.
I thought they were like the team to beat for the Super Bowl. And then, Purdy goes down. 3 quarterbacks. Can you, when's the last time that's happened? 3 quarterbacks
I cannot think of it.
If you really think about it, that is ridiculous. And their O-line is not bad.
No.
It's not a bad O-line.
Yeah, it's not. Wow. And the thing is, and also, I kind of wanted Waz to chime in on this one, but especially because he's a 49ers fan. I'm like, well, the 49ers have a decision to make next year. Who do you go with? Who do you start? Do you start Jimmy G? Do you start Trey Lance? Or do you start Brock Purdy?
Jimmy is 100% gone. There's no way they're keeping Jimmy G.
Well, who do you start between Brock and Trey Lance?
I think you keep Brock. I mean, okay, you go into summer camp, and it's a quarterback battle, of course.
Yeah.
But Trey Lance really isn't gonna beat Brock Purdy. Let's be honest. Trey Lance, I can't see him beating Brock Purdy for the starting job. Especially this team is kind of like. It seems like this team is kind of Team Purdy at this point, right?
Right.
Like the players love him. And he's not a bad quarterback at all.
No, he's very serviceable. Very.
Like he impressed. I mean, we'll talk about it later, but he impressed enough to get into the Rookie of the Year talk. So I mean, he's got some potential ahead of him. We'll see if he has the sophomore slump. But
probably,
yeah. He's been pretty disappointing. So I mean. I'm pretty sure Waz would agree that you go with Purdy here. He led your team after Jimmy G went down. Trey Lance went down a little too early to know if he's gonna be that guy next year. He really hasn't even solidified the starting job yet. It was just he only got the starting job because they were trying to trade Jimmy. They wanted to get rid of that contract.
Yeah.
And they were trying to Mary Lance the future, and then Brock Purdy came out and said, "Nope, you guys don't need him. I'm that."
Yeah, and it worked. So I mean, I don't see him beating out. I don't see Trey Lance beating out Brock Purdy next year for the starting job either. We'll see, because maybe the football gods will have something else in store, but we'll see about that.
Yeah.
Especially with the draft coming up, I don't really think they need to do anything in the draft really either. But I mean, but as far as the Philadelphia Eagles, man, they dominated. They earned their spot. They really, like I said, I picked them by 7, but they won 31-7.
Oh yeah, they killed it out there.
Yeah,
I was really.
Yeah, it was pretty much over by the third quarter. You could pretty much turn the game off and say goodnight. So yeah. But yeah, now for the AFC title game. That game went about. It went the way I expected. I mean, a lot of people say there was some tomfoolery as far as some of the penalty call. I mean, like I guess for the first half they let the guys play, but I mean, I guess the Burrowhead narrative is out the window now. It's not Burrowhead anymore. So yeah, you can throw that out the window. But yeah,
okay, I don't know. It's still Burrowhead. They got lucky. I mean, Burrow did have a 3-and-out in that final 2 minutes.
Yeah, and he was sacked.
There was some questions. It's still Burrowhead to me.
Oh no,
they ain't got Burrowhead curse yet.
Yeah, I mean we'll see about that, but yeah. Wow. I mean, the thing is, like, it was back and forth action the way I expected it, but I mean, the result, I called the result of it. But anyway, yeah. Let's get into the main event. What we all here for? Super Bowl 57. Our predictions. We got the Philadelphia Eagles going up against the Kansas City Chiefs, and as it stands, the Eagles are currently favored by 1 point. All right, Flip. You've weighed out the pros and cons. You know the strengths and weaknesses of each team. It all leads up to this moment. Who do you got? Eagles, Chiefs.
And Nick Sirianni's been coaching this team up, and this is a tough one because the Eagles, they shouldn't be this good up there, but no, maybe I'm just underestimating them, but they perform higher than I expect them to.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens a lot this season. And so when I'm just saying to myself, like, oh, it's the Chiefs, I mean, they got Andy Reid, they got Patrick Mahomes, who's a better quarterback. I think Andy Reid's a better coach.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to receivers, I do think that the Eagles have the edge there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, man, I don't know how to call it. It's like that Eagles defense is nice. Their offensive attack has been great. Man.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you what's going to be a key factor in this game. Turnovers or lack of. Because, the Eagles, mainly Jalen Hurts, has done a very, very good job of not turning the ball over. And so has Patrick Mahomes for the most part.
Mahomes has been too, but it's just like when you see this Eagles 7, they get to the quarterback.
Yes, they do.
Mahomes has still got that high ankle sprain. It hasn't gone away. That's probably going to be still lingering a bit. So it's just like, man, it can get a little rough. But it's like, do I really think that the Eagles of all teams are going to be the ones to take down this Chiefs team?
Why not them? Why not them?
I mean, that is true.
They're favored. They're favored right now.
But you're right. It's like, I said it to myself too. I was like, man, the 49ers should have this game.
Yeah.
49ers already went down. They were still smoking them before they went down.
Yeah.
Man, this is an interesting one.
Yeah, because these two teams don't face each other that often. Yeah.
Mahomes, he doesn't have Tyreek Hill, but I mean, he's getting Kadarius Toney back.
Yeah.
He's got Juju. He's got
Valdez-Scantling. Yeah.
He's got his boys. Like he's out here killing it.
And his bulletproof vest, Travis Kelce, Mr. Reliable.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Kelce, Mr. Reliable is a motherfucker.
Yes.
Man, I don't know. Okay. If I'm going with my head, I'm saying Chiefs. But if I'm going with my gut, I'm saying Eagles.
Mm.
And the way I'm saying Eagles is because I feel like that front seven is going to disrupt Mahomes. They have the run game to kind of like tire out that Chiefs defense.
Yeah.
Man, it's like the Eagles on paper might be the thing that stops the Chiefs because the Chiefs don't really have that great of a defense.
They don't. They're just a high-powered, juggernaut of an offense. Their offense can make up for that, and the fact that they can score so quick.
Exactly. and when you look at it on the other side, they have the run game with Miles Sanders and Jalen Hurts, and they have the passing attack with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
So it's like they have all these weapons, and it's hard to say like, oh man, they can't compete with the Chiefs when, I mean, these boys are nice.
Yeah.
They're not.
And you also have to look at this. The Chiefs struggled with the Bengals, and the Bengals are no pushover. But the Eagles dominated the Niners. And the Niners, I'll be honest, and the thing is, a lot of people, y'all might think I'm crazy for saying this, but I think that the Niners are better than the Bengals this year. Not by much, but still better than the Bengals to me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not crazy to think that. I mean, I can see people. The thing is, if you're picking the Eagles, I can understand why you're picking them because of the level of competition here.
It comes down to a lot of factors, and I think it's exactly what you said: turnovers and obviously the referees. If the referees stay out of this, I hope they do. Yeah. I hope the referees only call the blatant stuff. They don't try to get all like
stuff, yeah.
with it. Like, just give us a great football game. Stay out the game. Like, please stay out the game. Let us enjoy this one.
Yes. Referees should. I mean, the fate of a game should not be, especially a game of this magnitude. I think they're going to let the guys play. Like, leave the ticky-tack calls alone for the love of God. Do not screw this game up. Like, if this comes down to a little ticky-tack call, I swear to God, well, I ain't going to say I'm not going to watch football again, but, like, I will be very, very skeptical of watching certain games. But, yes.
So we'll see how that goes.
Okay, now for the X factor here. What is one thing or one quality that the Eagles have or they bring to the table that the Chiefs don't have? What will give them that edge? And the same question, what's one factor that the Chiefs have that the Eagles don't that might give them the edge?
Run game and defense for the Eagles. Mm-hmm. For the Chiefs, I think it's scheme.
I say it's better coaching. I think because Andy Reid knows the Eagles very, very well. So that's also a plus. It's the fact that he knows that system better than anybody else. So I'm pretty sure that he's planning for plan A, B, C, and D. But the thing is, Jalen Hurts is also that X factor. It's like, well, he has had. I mean, because like Andy Reid has coached dual threat type of quarterbacks before, but I don't know if he's seen anyone like Jalen Hurts in a while. Will he be able to plan for? Will him and the defensive coordinator be able to plan for Jalen Hurts? Because Jalen Hurts, that guy's all over the field. He's got a hell of an arm and he can scramble. But if I'm the Eagles, I would save that scrambling. I mean, I would tell him to stay as much in pocket as possible. Do not take any unnecessary hits or risks. Only run when you have no choice. But thing is, like, they can all. But that's the thing is, they might have to get their hands dirty and take a risk in that regard because it's like, well, what if he can get 50, 75, maybe even 100 yards on the ground to help out to keep that defense guessing? But thing is, one of the weakest points that the Chiefs have is the secondary. The secondary isn't as scary as it used to be.
Yeah, the Chiefs secondary after they lost Travarius Ward and all those guys.
Yeah,
they're not the scariest team. Man.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is, well, if the keys to victory for the Chiefs.
Keys to victory: don't turn over the ball and out scheme Sirianni.
Yes.
If you can Sirianni and don't turn over the ball, I think the Chiefs' offense is strong enough to eventually get going.
Yes. Keys to victory for the Chiefs. Go ahead. Yeah. Keys to victory for the Eagles. Yeah.
Run the ball, keep them honest. Make sure to keep the trick plays in there, because if you can tire out that offense, I honestly think that the Eagles have it.
Yeah. Now, me personally, keys to victory for the Chiefs. You want to make this a fast-paced game. Make it a fast-paced game. Force these guys to play catch-up with you. You got to strike blood first. You got to go out there and you got to punch them in the mouth first, because they look good. They look dominant against the 49ers, but it's like, okay, now you're going up against the Chiefs. So, yeah, dominate them, hit them hard early. And I would say don't try to blitz Jalen Hurts because they'll be expecting that. What you want to do is you want to double cover some of the guys he's throwing to. If the secondary can't get it done, then they need to double team them. Don't let Jalen Hurts. Let him run, but don't let him run to the point where he's gaining like 20 some chunks of yards on you. I'd say in the first half, mix up your blitzes, mix your blitzes in with your zone defense, and also.
AJ Brown has to just be a menace for this team. Like he needs to be out there wreaking havoc on this Chiefs secondary.
Yeah. And Chris Jones needs freaking nightmare for Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts needs to be having nightmares about Chris Jones. Now, Now, keys to victory is you actually want to play that running game. You want to run the ball and chew that clock up. And also on the offensive side of the ball, you want to do like little short check down passes because they're going to be expecting him to be throwing it long because it's like, well, our secondary isn't weak, so he's going to try to throw deep on us. Like, nope, short screen passes. But yes, that's the keys to victory. Well, without further ado, what is your final score prediction for Super Bowl 57?
I got the Eagles upsetting the Chiefs 27-23. 27-24. I got an upset in the Chiefs 27-24.
I got the Chiefs. I got the Eagles 28-26.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, that'll do it for our Fourth and Goal podcast. Flip, as always, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for helping me host the show. This one is short, sweet, and to the point. I thank you, man. And hopefully we have a good game of football and everybody enjoys the Super Bowl. Got any final thoughts before we sign out tonight?
Just shout out to everybody who won Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive